It's to the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting for January 20th, 2022. Roll call, please.
Mr. Margraf.
Here.
Mr. Long.
Here.
Mr. Perez.
Here.
Are there any conflict of interest statements?
No, sir.
No. Approval of minutes of the meeting of January 13th, 2022.
Make a motion to approve those minutes.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No bid openings. Matters from department heads or their representatives? Seeing none, hearing none.
Yes.
Up. I back up. Mr. Smith.
Yes, sir. Mr. President, good morning, and board. Last week, as you know, we had the hearing on the emergency declaration of 5248 Hammond, the old Hammond National Building. Mr. Kearney has, under IC 36-1-12-9, had the authority to proceed on an emergency basis to receive bids and quotes. He was able to do that. He asked, as the record reflects from last week, Acton and JM Wrecking to produce bids. He has not received anything from Acton to date. He did, however, receive a bid from JM Industrial Services, Inc., in the amount of $218,000. So I believe he's going to proceed with that under the emergency declaration that was given by the board. So I wanted to just inform the board of that matter, and that he continues to work with NIPSCO. They've isolated the electric, which is great news, and we're working with them to get the gas turned off and then proceed with demolition.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, JM, right?
Yep.
All right, correspondence. Item A. Correspondence received from Mr. Dean Button, Capital Improvement Board, requesting $554,700 of CIB funding be allocated for design engineering services for the Kennedy Avenue improvements, 169th Street to 164th Place, with Lockmuller Group, and corresponding contract submitted for approval.
Slight amendment to the agenda. This is actually for construction engineering services. I apologize if there was a miscommunication. The city Board of Public Works and Safety received bids 2 weeks ago, I think it was, for Kennedy Avenue improvements between 169th and 164th Place. This is that narrowing of the roadway, creating larger sidewalks, trying to slow traffic down in that area. Lockmuller was the design engineer for that project. They have submitted a construction engineering contract to observe the construction. It's consistent with what we would do in a project like this, similar to like we're doing downtown Hammond. It's about 9% of the construction cost, which is right in what we expect. And so we have reviewed their agreement and their fee, and make recommendation to the board to approve not only the agreement but the funding allocation that was approved Monday night, first by the city controller, then by Mayor McDermott, and then by the Capital Improvements Board.
No. Okay.
I'll make a motion then to approve Mr. Button and the Capital Improvement Board's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item B, correspondence received from 3rd District Councilman Barry Tyler requesting $9,650 of gaming funds be allocated for the 3rd District tree removal project submitted for approval. His request has been signed by himself, as well as the city controller, as well as the mayor.
Okay, then I will make a motion to approve Councilman Tyler's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item C, correspondence received from William Short, Chief of Police, requesting the following: Brendan O'Neill, Jonathan Kerr, Timothy Schultz be promoted to the rank of first-class patrolman effective January 10th, 2022. Requesting the approval for Officer Ben Stombaugh to receive evidence technician's pay, specialty pay effective October 1, 2021, and the petition for retirement from Lieutenant Patrick Vicari, who has served the city of Hammond Police Department for 28 and a half years, effective at the close of business, June 23rd, 2022.
I make a motion to approve Chief Short's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item D, correspondence received from William Short, Chief of Police, requesting the following. Effective December 28th, 2021, Lieutenant John Doty was transferred from Admin Internal Affairs to Lake County Task Force. Officer Brandon O'Neill was transferred from Lake County Task Force to ATF, effective January 3rd, 2022. Sergeant Keith Markart was transferred from Narcotics Division to Administration as a training coordinator, and Sergeant Avery Thomas was transferred from Admin Training Coordinator to Admin Internal Affairs, and effective January 10th, 2022. Officer Hewlett was transferred from the Patrol Division to Narcotics Division. Yeah.
I will make a motion to approve Chief Short's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item E, correspondence received from Amy Smith, Insurance Administrator, requesting the approval for the renewal contract with Professional Claims Management for workers' compensation claims for the time period of January 1, 2022 through December 31st, 2022. Mr. Smith.
Mr. President, we'd request its approval. PCM is no longer the health insurance administrator of the city, but they are going to continue with workers' comp.
Okay, then I will make a motion to approve Amy Smith's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Correspondent from HC3.
I jumped the gun, sorry. Item F, correspondence received from HC3 Vice President Jeffrey Cardwell, requesting approval of road closures for a St. Patrick's Day Parade and Leprechaun Run beginning at 11 a.m. Saturday, March 12th, 2022, and signs, barricades, and traffic monitoring north of 169th Street on Kennedy Avenue. Mr. Kalina.
Mr. Board, yeah, Mr. President, yes, I talked to Mr. Cardwell, Vice President over there at HC3. They wanted to use the same route. I thought did they attach the same route to use?
You have,
I know what the route is, I don't have, yeah, they're gonna start on Orchard Drive, line up Orchard
road
Drive,
closure on Kennedy, at
Right.
Orchard Drive.
north to 164th, or to 161st?
Yes.
Yes, okay, yeah.
Yes.
Now, my only question I was concerned about with, and I'm glad Mr. Benton's here, is that, about the construction. Do we have a timeline, sir? Do we know?
We have not had a pre-construction meeting. because
Okay.
That project has not been given a notice to proceed.
Okay,
And so I will advise the engineer that this is coming and we will do everything we can.
okay, yeah.
Conflict. It's
Candy
early
Avenue,
enough, right, March the 12th, it's pretty early and
Right,
so we should be able to.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
okay, you're aware of it?
Yes, sir, yep.
All right.
Recommend approval if it's all right with the board.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
Yep, yep. Public Works, Public Works, okay.
Okay, then I will make a motion then to approve Mr. Cardwell's request and forward it to Public Works for any barricades or any other equipment that might be needed.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item G, correspondence received from Grimmer Construction requesting road closures for Carroll Street and Lyman Avenue on January 24th through the 28th, 2022, and February 3rd through the 5th, 2022 for the McD Westlake project. Mr. Bordich.
Good morning. Grimmer Construction is the construction company doing our complex, the city of Hammond's complex with the Westlake corridor, such as NIPSCO has been doing a lot of permits and with complex and so forth. Now ours has started, and they are the contractor. The 2 days, they're replacing the water main, and February 3rd and 5th, they're gonna be testing it. So basically, when they test it, they'll open it back up, but basically, that's what it's gonna be. So hard closure for for the first part, soft closure for the second part when they're testing it.
So you're saying hard closure, meaning the whole road shut
The
down?
road's gonna be shut down, they're gonna
North
put a
and
new
south?
water main in. And this is first of several for our conflicts with Westlake. NIPSCO and NIPSCO, the permits coming up for NIPSCO, if I may. There's 4 permits, and basically those are for their conflicts with the Westlake. So,
Okay. All right,
so I recommend approval. Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, then I will make a motion to approve Grimmer Construction's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence received requesting a rental registration hearing.
Okay, I make a motion to set that hearing for February 3rd, 2022.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Matters from board members? Anything?
Mr. President, would you mind, this should came up during matters from department heads. Mr. Kearney has the proposed award of bids based on his review of the demo bids that came last week. We were just requesting your approval of that and awarding those bids to those contractors.
Okay. You want to go back and do this under department heads?
Sure. And Mr. Kearney happy to present.
Or no, I guess,
We could do it under,
we can do it under board members. We can do it right now.
yeah.
Okay, we'll do it, okay. All right, item 8, matters from board members. You want to explain it, Kel? I mean, I remember looking at it.
This is, the bid opening was last week.
Right.
After tabulation and comparing notes, lowest bidders are listed, and request that they be awarded to those contractors that have been lowest bidder.
Okay.
Do we need to read them off individually?
I don't think, as long as we make it part of the record and Linda writes them all out,
Okay.
that's fine. I mean, if you want to, it's up to you guys. If you want
No, I just want to know if we should. So I should just make a motion to approve the bid?
Pursuant to the letter of, whatever the date is, and then Linda, make sure in the record, in the minutes, you put it.
Okay. Then I will make a motion to accept the bids for the two different companies that the letter was presented to us on January 19, 2022, to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
That wasn't all over the place.
Liable properties, what is this? Oh. See where we at, what's it said on here? 6024 Calumet Avenue. Moving on, we have to set that one aside for a second.
Do we see it? Yeah. I don't see it.
Moving on to new business. Item A, contract for demolition services with Jam Industrial Services, Inc. for the demolition of 1656 through 58 Indianapolis Boulevard in the amount of $24,000, submitted for approval.
This is Piggy's Bar. The first bid came in from Acton, but did not include removal of the parking lot. GM was awarded the lowest bid because they did include the parking lot in their quote.
Just approving the contract? Yeah. Okay. Then I will make a motion to approve the contract with JM Industrial Services for 1656 through 58 Indianapolis Boulevard.
And just for the record, I just want to make sure it's clear that this is also a reaward of the bid, because the original bid did not include the parking lot. And so the JM is the next lowest responsible and responsive bidder.
Okay.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Letter B, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 712 Cherry Street, submitted for approval.
I believe you should have a signed rehab agreement, Mr. President. If you do, we would request its approval. This is a property that was recently on the demo list and actually part of the bid today, so we're happy to see that it's going to be rehabbed.
Then I'll make a motion to approve the agreement to rehab the property located at 712 Cherry Street.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This must be for acknowledgement only. Notice to owners of affected property located at 403 Goslin Street. This is just for acknowledgement to the board. West Lawn property that's adjacent to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Acknowledgement. Okay. Right-of-way permits, 4 submitted for approval from the engineering department.
I recommend approval. There are 4 NIPSCO permits, and 3 of them deal with the Westlake corridor for their conflicts, so I would recommend approval. Thank you.
Thank you. You can make a motion to approve the right-of-way permits?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Letter E, rental registration for the properties located at 511 Highland and 235 Conkey Street, 4315 Holman, 242 Ogden Avenue.
Good morning.
Morning.
Mr. Ramirez, 511 Highland and 235 Conkey. Okay.
A registrar 2 casas que tengo de renta. Me acabo de mudar a vivir aquí a Hammond. Compré 2 casas para rentar. Vine a registrarlas como de renta y me resultaron diciendo que las casas tenían la violación de no tener agua en mucho tiempo. Y aquí tengo.
He said at the month of December, he came to register the properties that you mentioned, President. And then it came out that the house hasn't been used with the water service.
What we have on record is 511 Highland. Mr. Ramirez is the owner as of October 29th of 21. Therefore, we're only here for 2021 as a single-family home for that property address. Now, 235 Conkey.
Let Johnny translate that.
Okay.
Ellos están ahora mismo con la propiedad de la 511 de la Reina. Por eso es lo que está hablando ahora mismo.
Okay.
¿Por qué no estaba registrado?
Porque todavía no tenía los renteros, apenas estaba arreglando la casa y no había encontrado renteros hasta apenas en el mes de diciembre, a mitad de diciembre.
I asked him why the property is not registered. He stated that he don't have the people at the time bring the house. That's what he just.
Yeah, no, that's not a problem. I mean, typically with new owners, there's a 30-day process from the time they take ownership. Typically, if it's in December, then, we bump to the next year. There's also affidavits to file, so, with this property being the first time you have to register it, we typically try to afford them the opportunity to do so. The 235 Conkey address, he's owned that one since November 9th of 2020. So we're.
Which one is that? Okay, he's talking about those 500.
Esa era mi propiedad hasta el mes de enero, que la puse a la renta porque me compré otra casa y es donde yo vivo.
La dirección de usted, 7741 New Hampshire.
Esta es la nueva dirección a la que me mudé y dejé la casa de la
Y es la
Conque.
que tiene el papel.
Sí, dejé la casa de la Conque como mi vivienda principal la puse a la renta en el mes de enero y me mudé a la nueva dirección de la...
He's saying the money company, he left it to move it to this new address,
Yeah.
and he started renting that property in Canada.
That's fine, and all we need to do is make sure that, he fills out and submits the, homestead tax deduction removal form.
Lo que él quiere es que usted llene ahora el papel y que lo firme para la propiedad.
Para la de la New House, ¿qué?
Para que usted pueda reclamar que esa es su propiedad, la que está en la firma.
Date? Today's first?
Today is, 1/20 of 22. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. I can get you a copy of this as well. Thank you for your record. So I guess then we'd be here for Honky, for 2021, and then for Highland, since, he did take ownership in October, which would allow 3 months to pass, and that would be a registrable property at that point in time. So each property is single-family home, for 2021, and then he can register for 2022 today as well.
Están aquí para las propiedades pasadas, por las que vinieron.
Sí, sí. Como soy nuevo en la ciudad, no me informaron. Aparte, pues todavía no la rentaba, todavía no encontraba renteros por eso.
Nick, I don't have to mention the tax exemption thing, because he did that already. So we're good with that? Okay. Okay, then I'm gonna make a motion then to waive the late fee, for both properties for 2021. He can register at the end of today's meeting if he'd like, and then he can also do 2022 if he'd like.
Porque lo que acaba de decir es que no le van a cobrar las multas extras para que tiene que registrar.
Sí, aquí traigo las
Y
aplicaciones.
enseguida que termine el meeting, usted habla con él, pues haga el proceso.
Sí, aquí traigo las aplicaciones ya llenadas. Okay.
Okay? Thank you, Johnny.
Motion, right? Thank you.
Yes, I made a motion, yes, sir.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
4315 Holman Avenue.
4315 Holman, Mr. Rodriguez. We have this property address listed under the ownership of Mr. Rodriguez since October 25th of 2004. Water Department has confirmed that's when service was signed up for. We do not have a registration on file for this property ever being listed as a rental. There was about, I want to say, a month or two ago, an inspection where a basement apartment was discovered, brought before the board for approval to have it removed. I believe the owner had complied with that request to convert the property back to a single-family home based on that district inspector's notes. Water Department mentioned that the service bill's mailing address had changed in 2020 to the Chicago address that we have now for Mr. Rodriguez. So I'm under the assumption it'd be, rental registration would be owed for 2020 and 2021. There also is a homestead tax deduction still being claimed on the property, so we would request that Mr. Rodriguez sign and date this document so it could be submitted to Lake County to have that properly reflect a rental occupancy.
Mr. Rodriguez, anything you'd like to add to what Mr. Farrell just mentioned to the board?
Si tiene algo que decirle al board.
Sí, ¿qué es lo que pasó? Vos?
Just gonna make a motion to waive it again, and then just have him sign and date the tax exemption form.
Lo que me está diciendo es que no pagó 20.
Unbelievable, man. Did I say that loud? Sorry.
Con ellos para pagar. First of all, he said he never rented a house and he don't even know that he has to do that. Okay, okay. la propiedad que usted tiene ahora, ¿usted vive en ella o la tiene rentada? La tiene rentada. Bueno. Ok, como es la primera vez que ellos están pagando la ayuda, pero necesita estar y firmar este papel. Entonces, bueno, pues lo va a tratar de ayudar, como es la primera vez que le pasa eso a usted, que no ponga de los cargos que ya están tarde, pero que siempre y cuando firme el papel, y así, después del meeting lo puede ver él, que le dice lo que le está muy bien, que se compara.
With the tax?
What should,
Is this a single-family home, Nick?
Print and date. Yes, the owner did comply with eliminating the secondary apartment based on the findings of our inspections, and he had subsequently moved out of the property to another location. So it's a single-family home rental for 2020 and 2021.
Okay, and do I need to mention the tax exemption? You already signed it?
All set.
Okay. Then I will make a motion then to waive the late fees for 2020 and 2021 for the property located at 4315 Holman Avenue.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
242 Ogden Avenue.
Ms. Baker? All right, how you doing? So we have Ms. Baker listed as the property owner since August 22nd of 19. They have registered the property since they've taken ownership. The one unit is owner occupied, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then the second unit, it's a 2-unit property, with the second unit being the rental. They've only missed for 2021, so we are here for 1 unit for 2021.
Yes, I did not rent it out for like 9 months. I came on May 10th, 2020, when I was about to rent it out, because before then, I didn't rent it out for 9 months because the people that was there before, they had rodents, bugs, so I had Orchid out for a whole year dealing with them because they brought used refrigerators and,
How long have you owned it? Since 2019.
2019, so they didn't even stay. They had to leave. It was so terrible. That's why I couldn't rent it out for like 9 months. So that's why I had to come in and get like an electric permit to reconnect everything when the other tenants was about to move in on May 10th of this year, because there's no way possible. It took so long to get the.
Okay.
And you have to register by April 15th.
I didn't know because the person who owned the building before me, he had already had the permit, so I didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my first time.
So just
Just
last
the
year, right?
2021, yeah, it was previously registered.
Okay.
Okay, then I will make a motion then to waive the late fee for 2021. Ma'am, as Attorney Smith let you know, you have to register it every year by April 15th.
Yeah,
Make sure you
she
keep
told
that in
me.
mind.
Yeah,
Okay?
yes,
Okay,
Moving this year.
yes.
you can pay the $5 after today's meeting if you'd like.
Okay, appreciate it.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye. Thank you, Ms. Baker.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you. I have an oversight here. We need to set a date for a late registration appeal hearing for 1154 Michigan Avenue for February 2nd.
Second?
Yeah, that's what, a couple weeks, right?
Or the third, you mean?
Or the 3rd, right,
Okay.
right. Oh, very good.
Oh, that's okay, Michigan. Okay, then I will set the.
Quite non sequitur, man, huh? February 3rd, right?
Boom. Yes, I will make a motion then to set the hearing for 1154 Michigan to February 3rd, 2022.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye. Item 10, old business, status 222 through 224 Conkey Avenue.
Good morning, Mr. President. I see that on Zoom, Mr. Anthony Farrow is on. He is the owner of the property. He was ordered to appear today, but I know he's out of state, so I asked him to appear by Zoom. I think he's on. Mr. Farrow, can you hear us?
I can hear
Okay, great. I spoke with Mr. Farrow yesterday. This is a property that was on the demo list. There's an order of demolition. There was a rehab agreement, including an extension that expired at the end of last year. I spoke with Mr. Farrow for an update yesterday. He said that he's pretty much done with the rehab. The trees are down in the back, the fence is done, the garage and deck are done. He said that he just has a handful of things to complete, and he believes 30 to 45 days will allow him to complete the project. Mr. Hine from the Inspections Department emailed this morning and indicated that he believes that they're starting to make progress at the site, but they still have a ways to go. Both kitchens are gutted and need drywall, flooring, cabinets, and countertops. The roof hasn't been fixed yet, and the property will require new rear stairs. Additionally, the plumber has not called in any inspections to date. So that's the status of it. We are obviously after the expiration of the rehab. The city would like to see this rehab complete. If Mr. Farrow believes that 45 days will do it, I'm happy to set a status for 45 days down the road. But at that point, if progress hasn't been made, we're going to have to make a decision on which way to go. So that's the city's position. Mr. Farrow, you're welcome to address the board if you'd like at this time.
Yes, thank you very much. We were difficult to turn on the gas. They were having issues with it. It was in multiple names. There was a meter that was apparently abandoned at one point, and it is not actually abandoned. It is there. So I have Disco getting that turned on, but it won't turn on the gas until I replace my brand new tankless water heater that I put in last year. So I have to replace that because that broke in Albert also. I have the plumber go ahead and replace that, so there's no turn on the gas. The pressure lines, all the testing, electrical, it's all done. So the rotating on waiting for the zone drive. I got items rotating on top of that, and we're just waiting to have access. The demo part of the exterior is like 95% done. The contractor that I have, a virgin daughter that we are in campus. So I'm getting back on top of that, and we'll be done. The interior on the upstairs and downstairs, I can't button up the drywall until I have all of those lines pressurized and tested and pass inspection. Other than that, the cabinets are sitting off the side. The other part of the rooms, bedrooms, living room, all that's all drywall painted and ready to go. It's just running up the rough interior once I get that inspections done.
Mr. Farrow, do you believe that if we gave you 45 days, that you'd be almost complete then?
I would be really surprised if I'm not. I'm having a difficult time, especially with the contractors. Omicron, pushing back. That is my biggest hurdle here. I think 60 to 90 would be good. My goal is to have this done and ready to go by February 1, because this is.
Let's do 45.
Okay.
Okay, get an inspection.
So the board, I guess, all right, so my recommendation to the board is going to be 45-day status to see where he's at. Mr. Farrow, you understand that you're still under a demolition order, correct?
100%.
Okay, and you understand that by allowing this to be extended, you're waiving the 2-year requirement, correct?
What's the 2-year requirement?
Usually, the city has 2 years to demolish a property. By entering into a rehab agreement, you waive the 2 years because we're kind of allowing you extra time.
That is fine. Do I have a choice?
Yep. Okay, so we'd ask to set it for status for 45 days. Hopefully, at that time, Mr. Farrow can give us an additional update. And then at that point, if we need additional time, we'll look at it, as long as he's making progress. So do you have, is there a suggested date?
March 17th.
Mr. Farrow, March 17th, does that work for you to either appear in person or by Zoom?
That does.
Okay, March 17th, 9 a.m. Central.
Yes.
Okay, then I will make a motion then to set the property located at 222 through 224 Conkey for status for March 17th, 2022.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Farrell. Okay, meeting's open to the public. Anyone here care to speak?
Good morning, everyone, gentlemen. I wanted to come to make an appearance today in regard to old business, which is 847 117th Street, regarding the library house for Mr. Brian Sears, my stepfather. He's here behind me. We wanted to let everyone know that he is willing to sign the rehab agreement. There was some delays. We just got this before Christmas. He'd like to sign on it. I'd like to have maybe another week or two at the maximum in order to secure bond, and then just commence with the prior agreement.
Do you have a copy of the rehab?
I do.
Okay, did you guys sign it?
He's willing to sign it right now.
Okay, great, sign away. And you understand all the requirements of the bond and everything? Yes. Yep.
Probably approve the rehab agreement.
Well, we'll see what Kevin, yeah, because we had this up for hearing in a week or two, right?
Not a lot there, yeah. Is he the trustee of the living trust? Yeah. That's what he is.
He can speak for himself, I apologize.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Yep, you're good. And then we'll change this to, I'm gonna just put 20th day of January on there. Great. Thank you, sir. So we'll show that this has been signed, and we'd request that the board accept it.
Approve and accept the rehab agreement?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Then I will make a motion to approve and accept the rehab agreement for the property located 847 117th Street.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess, then we'll see if you want to keep the hearing or not, I don't know. Anyone else from the public here to speak? Hearing none, seeing none, those that have runner registration hearings, just give us a couple minutes once we adjourn to get the paperwork to you so you can go down and make your payments to the city. Okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.